I'm Amber Furman, and this is the Break Your Bullshit Box podcast. If you want comfort, this is not the place for you. If you're ready to understand what makes smart, capable, successful people, including you, keep repeating the same patterns, this show breaks down human behavior, drawn from real conversations and years of studying what makes people create change so that you can make better decisions, have better conversations, and get better results. So let's dig in and break the bullshit that's been running the show. Welcome back to another episode of the Break Your Bullshit Box podcast. Today on the show, I have a good friend of mine. His name is Joe Wittenwiler. He is a lot of different things. He's we'll stick with the positive as he's laughing at me, mortgage broker. He is the owner of the Las Vegas Hydro Shield. So many amazing qualities. He's in our Rotary Club. He was the president of our Rotary Club when I decided to join. I joined in spite of him, not because of him. No, I'm just kidding.
Lies.
I'm just kidding.
Lies.
Joe and I connected years and years ago when I was first getting into obstacle course racing, and we volunteered at a race on the same date and time with him and his wife. And then built a relationship from there, and then paths crossed again. And it's just been an incredible journey. Things that I admired so much about Joe is really his commitment to relationships, his commitment to making sure that the people that he spends time with feel heard, seen, and understood, showing up as a place of service. And then his business growth is just incredible. And I think this really comes from being in the mortgage industry. Like, you have to be able to relate why somebody should choose you rather than somebody else. And it's not because of the money, it's because of the way you make them feel. And so this is one of the reasons that I wanted Joe to come on today, was because we share so much of courage, getting out of your comfort zone, growth, but also this business stumbling through life and figuring out how to make it happen. And so I'm super excited to dig into that with him. Before we bring him on, if you are in the Las Vegas area and you or somebody that you know is ready to take your business to the next level, you've either just started a business and you're figuring out how it all works. Maybe you were like me and you didn't have stamps or envelopes or pens, but you certainly knew how to do your job, right? If you are at a level of success in your business and you feel like you're stuck and you haven't been able to get to that next level, or maybe you feel like your relationships are suffering because of your business success, we have the perfect opportunity for you in the Las Vegas area. Our Success Accelerator is a 4-hour opportunity for you to dig into what you didn't know that you didn't know about success. How are your beliefs that you may not even think about or know are running the show showing up in your sales, communication, leadership, and growth strategies? If you are willing to acknowledge that you are at least part of the problem and you are ready to learn more about how to make it to the next level, head over to bootcamp.successdevelopmentsolutions.com. Check out the dates for our upcoming Success Accelerator, and we'll be able to get you running the life that you dream of, desire, and deserve. Without further ado, let's jump into this conversation. Joe, what's up?
Wow, thank you for having me. And you did all that without a teleprompter. I'm looking for the words. That was impressive.
Well,
very
thank
impressive.
You. I am proficient at bullshit.
Right. Aren't we all?
I think it's so interesting for me because coming from the legal industry, because people have always asked me, like, I'll do a keynote and they'll be like, oh, that's amazing, for 60 minutes. Do you have your notes? I'm like, notes?
Nope.
Like, I don't even know what I said,
Yeah.
right? And I think it's a gift to have been an attorney, because I've always said that being a litigation attorney is about being prepared at being unprepared. Because I can walk into a courtroom and think I know what's going to happen and be prepared for a scenario.
Sure.
And then my client is going to confess the one thing they haven't told me about at the last minute, or the prosecutor is going to give me a piece of evidence that I just look at my client, roll my eyes and say, what the fuck, dude?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I got to figure out how to work with that on the fly. So
Sounds like the mortgage business.
yeah. I can imagine when you're
Who knew you're supposed to have a job?
Yeah.
To get a loan.
Wait, taxes are required?
Oh, those things. self-employed. I make $500,000 a year. How much did you tell the government you made?
Yeah.
Oh, $20,000 a
Yeah.
year. Not going to work.
Not going to work.
Yeah.
Did you? So I've always known you as a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
Was that always like? I just imagine like Joe, like elementary school Joe, sitting in his office like crunching numbers,
Heck
thinking
no.
like, I want to be a mortgage broker.
No, never in my life had I ever thought about doing mortgages. And it's funny you said how you've always known me as a mortgage person, but my life came from a family business back in New Jersey. My parents owned a 10-acre junkyard, an auto recycling facility that I went to work for full time the summer of my junior year of high school. So for 17 years, I was working 60, 80 hours a week at the family business. And honestly, that was the foundation of everything. In that business, it's not about education or degrees or fancy business plans. It's about taking care of your client. It was, it's not rocket science. It's the golden rule. Just do shit right. Take care of your people. Don't lie. Provide a good service at a good price. Take care of your employees. It works out. It's not that hard to figure out, but
it's rocket science.
I guess it is.
Yeah. Like it, and I think so many of us don't know that we're not taking care of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what I was thinking when you were explaining the way you grew up is I feel personally attacked because you mean my law degree doesn't solve all my problems?
No. Go
Shit.
figure. My wife's got the law degree and she was a pet sitter for a number of years.
It's so true. I love your wife's story because she's like, I got this law degree. I'm going to go teach.
Yeah.
I'm going to pet sit. I'm going to
Hated
do.
it.
And I just think we, especially our generation, and if we think of the cycles, if we think of the human behavior of it, we always want our kids to have more than what we had, right? Yeah. We always want there to be this growth. And so the only way we can do that is to think, okay, I did life this way. And it ended up less fulfilling than I wanted, which means my kids must do it opposite. So if we think about it, our parents or the generation before us was very industrial, very stick with a job.
Yeah.
Fulfillment doesn't matter. This conversation about fulfillment we'd never be having.
Right.
Make money.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you like it.
Yep.
And then they get to a period of their life and they're like, I don't want my kids to feel this way. So then it's school.
Yeah.
I didn't go to school, so you need to go to school, and that's going to fix everything. Now you've got our kids, well, not mine, because I don't have any of those, but the generation after us,
Sure.
that we said school didn't fix it, so find your passion, and we're talking about fulfillment, and their grandparents, our parents are like, what the fuck does fulfillment have to do with anything?
Right.
I just think it's interesting to see all the generations, how they were formed, what beliefs went to it, and then the interaction between them all.
And it's hard to break from that box.
Yes.
I mean, my parents, that's all they ever did was this business for 30 years. And I was following in that path.
Did they want you to take it over?
Yeah, I think so. I think, well, who knows? You will have to ask them that question. I think they did. I think that's, and in that industry too, in that, auto recycling industry, it is a generational business. A lot of people just don't, graduate college and buy a junkyard and start their life that way. It's, my dad started it when he bought a 10-acre parcel of land. It was a gravel pit.
Yeah.
And then he filled dirt with 1,000 trucks of dirt to bring it up to level. And then he started buying cars at auctions, and then he started just fixing cars, and it just grew into a point where at one point we had 30 employees and we're processing 1,000 cars a year. It grew into a pretty big business. But as far as taking it over, yes, they were, snowbirds, Jersey to Florida. And those Florida trips used to last a month, and then they lasted 2 months,
longer.
and then 3 months. And then they'd only come back to New Jersey to yell at myself or my sister for screwing up the business. And then, heading back down to Florida again. But yeah, it came to a point where I knew they needed to get out. I knew it was time for them to retire. It's been their life. They had worked their butts off and, help 30 families, grow themselves. And yeah, it was a point where I knew that my sister and I were either going to have to take over the business, and if we did, I knew I would die there. I knew there would be no exit strategy at that point if I committed to that. And honestly, I love the job. I love the work. I love crushing cars. I mean, how talk about
So we know you like building relationships,
Yeah.
destroying things.
cars. I mean, what's better when you want to work on cars where you don't have to put them back together?
Yeah.
All we had to do was take them apart.
Yeah.
It was great.
That's awesome.
So and you get to crushing cars. I tell you, I think that's how I got Taryn when I let her crush a car. I got her in the machine and let her push the buttons, and she's there crushing cars. And I think I won her over there.
She was like, I never knew I needed
Yeah, I
this
never
release.
knew I had this power. Yeah, it came to a point where I either had to make that decision to be, stuck
Yeah.
in New Jersey for the rest
That
of my
sounds
life.
like a podcast all in and of
It
itself.
should be a podcast. Stuck in New Jersey. Just
Either that or like Sunny in Philadelphia spin-off with like Danny DeVito.
God. Seriously.
Like Groundhog Day running through a Jersey turnpike.
Yeah. So when we were really deciding whether we're gonna, keep the business and take it over, is just when I started dating my current wife, and she was going to law school. And I'm like, this is my ticket out.
Oh, how
I'm getting
wrong you
myself
were.
a smart girl, and she gonna be able to pay some bills. I was happy. And then we.
And then she became a pet sitter.
And then she was a lawyer for a couple of years, and it allowed us to do it. But yeah, a funny story. I'd been buying and selling real estate since I was 18 years old, and we were buying a house about 90 miles away from the business. And my loan officer said to me, she goes, "Really, you're gonna commute 90 miles, a day to get to work?" And I'm like, "Why don't you just stop asking so many damn questions? Approve this loan and let me move on with my life." Because I had a plan at that point that we were,
Like
I didn't
90
know what I
miles
do.
was going to become
90
yeah.
miles. I was planning on going, maybe go down a couple days a week, manage. I had some managers that could handle things, and it was just going to be that. But the loan officer at the time says, "No, I don't care if you're getting the loan. Don't worry about that. But if you're thinking about getting out of that business, I would love to introduce you to the mortgage business."
Ooh.
And this is like 08-ish or
Oh,
something like that.
perfect time.
With the crash and the time of the pay option arms. And, she's telling me she's making $500,000 a year and barely working. It's so easy. And that really because I'd never made more than $85,000 a year up to
Yeah.
that point, so anything over 100 was mind boggling to me,
Yeah.
So needless to say that sparked my interest. I went, interviewed with her, accepted the job with her, and I lasted about a month because that was the height of the pay option arms. And I saw what she was doing to people, how she was originating loans, how folks would never get out of what they're doing, and that's not me.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of my clients before I take care of myself. That's always just the way it's been, and it made me sick to see what was going on in the mortgage business. And so anyway, by then I was already in. I'm licensed. I'm ready to go. So I had to pivot out of that environment and look for a good mortgage banker, and that's really what got my career started. I got a position with a banker in Pennsylvania. Worked for them for about 4 years, and within 4 years of not knowing anything about a mortgage business or anything about how to do a 1003 or whatever how to do stuff, within a few years I was producing more than the vice president of the bank. So I think I found my niche there. I like it. It's a puzzle.
Yeah.
And I really liked the satisfaction of a process from, okay, we want to get qualified. We want to look at a house, rent a rental or whatever, and going from that step to the qualification process, to the finding a house, to actually closing and showing up at closing and getting the keys for clients. That was something I really enjoyed, is seeing the fruits of my labor happen so quickly, because I've been in multiple industries. I've been in the financial service business. I've been in life insurance, all things that I know, like, love, still refer people to. The infinite banking theory, bank on yourself. I am obsessed with using whole life as a
which are all conversations that we really don't talk about because financial education is not taught anywhere.
Oh, they don't teach that in school?
No. Oh. But geometry I got.
Oh, algebra.
So
algebra is why I got out of college. I didn't make it through college because algebra 2 and I did not get along.
You want me to explain to you the types of triangles? I can do that, but ask me to figure out my own life strategy financially, and I'm like, what is this thing you call?
No.
Which is really unfortunate. And also, I'm going to put on the hat I think you and I share to at least some extent, my tinfoil conspiracy theory hat. Education's not meant to get us to think critically. It's not meant to get us to think outside of the box and think for ourselves. It is designed from the moment we start to the moment we end to put us in a box and make us part of the corporate machine.
I was going to say absolutely in a box.
Yep.
In a box. It has nothing to do with what you enjoy, what you like, what your interests are. I'm a big trades guy. Mm-hmm. I mean, plumbers, electricians, contractors, carpenters, brilliant business. Plumbers can make plenty of money.
Yeah.
They don't teach that in high school.
And it would be so cool if they did. Right?
Absolutely.
But it would be so cool if we accepted more of what do you want to know more about? Mm-hmm. Because imagine, like when I think of plumbers and I think of carpenters and I think of like contractors, I think of the person who tried everything else, something didn't work, so they were playing outside in their shed and something went right and they just started building shit, right? Imagine how successful those people could be if we had given them that experience earlier. Mm-hmm. And I don't have kids and I've never been a teacher. So I am way out of my depth of anything that I probably have a right to talk about right now, other than being the consumer and looking at it going, man, I feel like life could have been completely different.
Right.
So not from a bad way, right? Because like I loved school. I loved learning, but I think we create this rabbit hole of learning for learning's sake, rather than like understanding what we ever intend to do with that knowledge.
It's the college is a scam thing, and I mean, I'm a Charlie Kirk fan. I would watch him go on these campuses and just talk to kids, and I think he did a great job. I loved watching him just kind of open people's eyes. Just think for yourself. Have some critical thinking.
I can't say that I agree with a lot that came out of his mouth. And I do agree with anybody who encourages people to think logically and different.
Yeah.
And I mean, if we think about it, if you want to go down the rabbit hole of history, our current education system was created during the Industrial Revolution. The grading system was meant to put people in buckets of where they would work in factories. Like, are you going to be management material, your A's and your B students? Are you going to be, I mean, if you look at it, that's where our current grading system came from.
Okay. Did not
was
know
the
that.
Industrial Revolution. So from the time that it started, it's been, and then, we could go down the whole political rabbit hole all we wanted to on whether the Department of Education is valuable or not. I mean, I think everybody has a different opinion of it, but the reality is, like, charter schools are going to take off. Experiential schools are going to take off, and I see more people homeschooling than ever before.
Yeah,
because traditional school just doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, there's a lot of homeschoolers. That scares me a little bit, just because the kids aren't getting any social action. Yeah,
I hear that.
That scares me a little bit with some homeschooling. But I tell you, those homeschool kids are smart.
They are.
They're smart.
They don't know how to have a conversation, but they're smart.
But they're smart.
That was a stereotype and probably not very nice. So if you're homeschooled, I'm sorry. So you found mortgage. You liked it. You liked the puzzle. You liked the people. When did you end up in Vegas?
Moved to Vegas about 15 years ago. So about 2010.
Okay.
Shortly after the real estate crash. Same thing again. Jersey. What are we going to do? It's expensive. The weather sucks. You get 2 or 3 months of nice weather a year, and the rest of it is just gray and gloomy and sad. And I had my best friend lived in Vegas, and my mother-in-law lives in Vegas, and we'd come visit 2 or 3 times a year. And every time we went home, it's like, we love that city, love that city, love that city. And finally, I'll never forget. We had a snowstorm, and my wife was going to work. I was still in bed, and I remember her coming up next to me in bed, and she stomped her foot on the ground, and she goes, "I fucking hate it here." And I look up, and all I could see was her eyes, because she had a hat and a scarf and a jacket and gloves. All I could see her eyes. Saying, "I fucking hate it here." And that was it. That was the day I said, we're done. And called the realtor, listed the house for sale. And 2 months later, we were in Vegas.
Wow.
No, sort of a job.
Sort of a job.
Sort of a job. It was
That's reassuring.
Yeah. I had the mortgage company I was working with in Pennsylvania. The owner actually flew out to Vegas, set me up with a home office.
Okay.
So I was originating mortgages for about the first 6 months when I moved to Vegas, back in Jersey and Pennsylvania. And it lasted about 6 months doing that, because working from home, I am very easily distracted.
Shocker.
Yeah. What?
Never would have guessed.
Squirrel? And and then I just need people. I need to be around people and stuff like that. And that's actually when I got into the insurance business.
Okay.
The third person that I met in Vegas was working at an insurance company. He says, "Man, if you ever move to Vegas, look me up. I think you'd be great in this industry." So we moved to Vegas, and after about 6 months, I looked him up, talked to him. I interviewed with the company and got hired on the spot and got into the insurance business. So that was interesting. Enjoyed it a little bit. Did some PNC there, a little bit of life insurance. Got very involved with the association, the Las Vegas Insurance Association, and just would go to those meetings on a monthly basis, and would always look around the room and say, who do I want to be in 30 years?
I think that's such a powerful question we don't ask enough.
Yeah. So rather than just, running through and trying to do auto quotes and homeowners quotes and always fighting for a deal, it was always based upon money, and it was just, a rat race of calling leads, which is not me. I'm not out there dialing for dollars. That's just not in my DNA. But the people I really admired there were more in that life insurance area. And that's when I was introduced to the bank on yourself, the infinite banking theory. I went to work for the Guardian Life Insurance Company from that point, and absolutely loved it. I love doing that stuff. But again, the instant gratification part of me, it's really hard to get instant gratification when you're selling life insurance policies, because luckily I never got to deliver a death benefit check. Good. So it was about 4 years in that business and never got to deliver a benefit check. So there was just always felt like I was asking for money and asking for sales, even though I knew how important it was. Yeah. It was just a mental block.
It's like, damn it, all my clients lived.
Yeah, I mean, what is the point? What is the point of this stuff? It's like my concealed carry that I got here. I was so involved in getting my concealed carry. I got did all the training, got the gun, did the concealed carry, carrying it everywhere for like 3 weeks, didn't have to shoot anybody, and I haven't carried my gun since. This is stupid. I'm never going to shoot anybody. I got to strap this thing onto my hip every day. It's uncomfortable getting in and out of the car. So if you're
But just like life insurance, when you need it,
I guess so, but I am not that Boy Scout. Folks, if you're ever in a gunfight around me, run. You're fucked.
The lean into the camera was perfect.
Very specific on that.
Let me tell you, not
run.
Your protector. No. I love that. So then did you go back? You went back to mortgage, obviously.
Yeah. So after about 4 years in that life insurance business, I wasn't where I wanted to be at the 5-year mark. I was doing well, I was paying the bills, but just not where I thought I should be in that market at that time. as far as a career path. And then I had an opportunity to get back in the mortgage business, and that was it. Got back in there and haven't looked back.
That's awesome.
Bounced around a couple different places and found myself now for the past about 4 years been an independent broker.
Nice.
Which has been amazing.
You're not tied to one particular product or place.
No.
So through this journey and your professional life, when did you decide I want to make countertops waterproof?
Oh my gosh. Hydro Shield is a game changer.
How did you find it?
So I found Hydro Shield about 12 years ago when I remodeled my bathroom, and the glass company that installed my shower glass was the owner of Hydro Shield of Las Vegas. And they're getting, doing the shower glass. He says, hey, we also do Hydro Shield. It kind of keeps it from getting dirty and stained. Do you want me to do it on your glass? I'm like, yeah, if it's going to keep it clean, go for it. He did that, and I was floored by the results. I have never seen anything like this. It kind of works like a Rain-X on steroids as far as the properties, how it repels water, repels dirt, repels stains, but it's a permanent solution. So once we apply the Hydro Shield to the glass, it makes that bond, and just transforms, like chemically changes the molecular structure of the glass. I was obsessed. Again, going back to the junkyard, very simple. Show me something that works.
Yep.
That's not snake oil, that does what it says it's going to do, and I'm in. I'm hooked. I started doing some research on the technology, about the company, about where it came from, the science behind it all, and I couldn't find any competition. There's nothing. There's nobody else in Las Vegas that has this technology. So needless to say, I was hook, line, sinker, obsessed with it. I tried to buy the company. It took me 7 years to buy the company.
Wow.
There were 3 partners, and had to work through different ways. I was so obsessed with it that my sister bought the licensing for the Florida Keys.
Okay.
So, like, if I can't have it in Vegas,
I want my
somebody is going
sister
to have
to have
this.
it.
I want my sister to have this because it's just fascinating. So she bought the licensing in Florida. She's now has the Hydro Shield of Florida Keys. And then 2 or 3 years later, I was able to negotiate and buy out all the partners here in Las Vegas. And now I have the licensing rights for all of Clark County. So anything Henderson, Vegas, North Las Vegas, Mesquite.
That's a huge area.
It's a big area.
That's
it's a big
awesome.
area. So
and how's that going for you?
It's amazing.
Good.
Absolutely amazing. Like I said, it's just the science and technology that this stuff has it was developed by the U.S. government back in...
Of course it was.
Yeah, of course, right? Like any good thing.
And then screwed up. No, I'm just kidding.
When the patent expired, from the government patent expired, Hydro Shield, the owners of Hydro Shield back in 1995, got the recipe. And from that recipe, they've been able to develop an entire line of products. And now we can seal shower glass, exterior windows.
Wow.
We do kitchen counters, vanities, sinks. We do toilets. I can, those rings in your toilets and stuff like that, gone after this. It's a ceramic tile, grout. Literally, if it's not made of wood or plastic, Hydro Shield has a solution
that
can protect it. And it's amazing technologies. And I can report back 12 years later on my shower glass, if there's a spot that dries, I can wipe it off with my finger.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane.
That's crazy.
It's insane. So I know it. I know it. I live it. I love it. I use it every day in my own house. And now just getting that out to the masses and trying to really bring it to the Las Vegas Valley. That's the biggest challenge.
Yeah.
Because it's a specialty product.
Yeah.
It's a specialty contractor. It's not like I'm a plumber or electrician. You need your toilet replaced. You type in plumber. People don't know, like,
No, but
how do I seal my shower?
Plus,
or what do I do?
If you type in like how to get water spots off my shower, you're going to get a cleaning solution.
Cleaning solution. Yeah, we're going to prevent those water spots,
Yeah.
so you never have to worry about cleaning them.
It's so funny that you describe it that way, because when I feel like all the good things come because we found something, we used it, it changed everything.
Yeah.
And then we're like, the world needs to know about this. And the way you just described that is the same way I found NLP. I was in therapy. I was dealing with panic attacks and anxiety attacks. And I felt like I kept getting resources to like clean.
Right.
The panic attacks and anxiety attacks, right? So it was like, you got this panic attack and anxiety attack. Here's all the things you can do to interrupt this behavior. And I'm like, but I don't fucking want them anymore.
Right.
And then I found NLP, and it was supposed to be to make me a better attorney and better sales and all the stuff. And it did. Mm-hmm. But I always describe it the same way, that like therapy taught me how to interrupt a panic attack. NLP made it to where they didn't happen in the first place, because I knew where they were coming from and could like address that root problem instead. And so when you talk about it, like we don't want to clean the water spots, we want the water spots not to get there in the first place. It's like shocker. Like,
I don't want to try to get
novel.
a stain out of my new quartz counter. I don't want that stain ever to show up.
Yeah, that's awesome. So for you, what thoughts or identities do you think throughout your life have had the strongest hold on you that you've had to let go of in order to reach the level of success that you have now?
Well, luckily I'm not successful.
Oh, awesome.
So, yeah.
Humble, everyone.
Humble. There it
Humble.
is. Oh, God, what identities? Thinking that you can't. Just, it's a constant self-doubt, and you still struggle with that every day.
Yeah.
I've just hired a mortgage coach to try to build that, because the mortgage industry is shifting.
It's changing.
Traditionally the realtor sends it to us, and then we take care of it from there. That's how we get our leads. Mm-hmm. But the industry is kind of changing.
Every industry is. It's
got to be more, the borrower finds you first.
Yep.
So trying to find a way to get yourself out there, and I gotta record podcasts.
You can tell how happy he is to be here, folks.
I'm doing great. I'm not nervous. It's not sweat.
You want some Hydro Shield? It'll just roll right off.
There's enough on my hands already. No, it's self-doubt. It's self-doubt. It's just knowing and accepting that you're not perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect.
Damn it.
And just throwing it out there.
Why? Like, I think I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I know.
Don't.
You are. So am I.
Yeah. Fine.
Uh-huh.
Fine. Yeah.
Just fine.
Just fine.
Just fine. No, just fine.
The look on your face, for sure.
Just fine.
Yeah, everything's good. Do you remember the comic strip from years ago with the fine dog that's in the fire? Have you seen this?
I don't think I have.
Oh my God, it's hilarious. So I used to have this laminated, and it sat on my door as an attorney, and it was like the doctor's office, like, how do you feel with the frowny face and the smiley face? This was how my staff knew whether they should enter my office or not. So it's got like, you could totally recreate this. It's got 6 different squares, and he's like drinking his morning coffee at a table, and he's got like a newspaper. And then the next one, it's like a little warm. And it gets progressively warmer until there's like flames around him. And then the last one, like his face is melting, and he's like, it's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine. It's fine. It's just like, what level is my office at right now? No. And they'd be like, no thanks. Like, my staff knew, because I get very, I think like most people, I get very like short when I'm stressed. Like, sometimes my people skills aren't as advanced as I'd like them to be when I'm stressed.
Okay.
And I never want to yell at somebody.
Right.
So I always told my staff whenever they hired me, or whenever I hired them, was if my door's closed, it's closed for a reason. Like, text me if you need something, but enter at your own risk, because it's never closed unless it's closed for a reason. Like, it is for your protection,
nice of you.
Not mine, right? Because like, I never want to be like that. So So you're not perfect. We've established
I
that.
know.
So for me, and I think one of the things that I admire about you and, well, really Taryn, but you
Makes sense.
by,
I'm married to her. It counts.
yeah, like you were smart enough to hold on to her. I don't know
her
what
up.
her problem was.
Lock her
No, so Taryn still runs marathons.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
an ultra runner now.
Ultra runner.
Ultra runner. So
You
she's
still do
50
obstacle
Ks.
course races.
Yeah, we still do some tough
But
minors.
shorter ones, like not the 50 milers.
Half
that Taryn's
marathon's
doing.
my limit.
Yeah.
Half marathon is my limit. That's my happy place. Anything more than a half marathon at this point starts to hurt. A little
Yeah.
too much. I have
yeah.
no desire to hurt that
No,
much anymore.
no. You know, I saw a shirt the other day that said, "Do people that run marathons know they don't have to?" It's like, that's so perfect. For me, so much of what I have now comes from the self-awareness I got from obstacle course racing, like especially World's Toughest Mudder, like
Yeah.
in 4 a.m. in the morning
Congratulations.
when you're like
That's
wondering
kick-ass.
whose bad idea
That's a
it
badass.
was.
Yeah.
So for you, it might be obstacle course racing, it might be marathons, it might be something else. What do you tap into when business gets hard and you've got to remind yourself that like you've made it through a whole lot more than this?
When business gets hard, it's just trust the process. Trust the process. You know you're doing good. You know.
Do I though? Like what if I don't?
I'm talking about me.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what
So you're not
doing.
perfect, but you're doing good.
No,
Got it.
I know I'm doing good. I know I'm on the right path, and I know the services that I provide to people are good services that they want, that they may or may not know that they need. It's the one thing I really enjoy about both the mortgages and the Hydro Shield is I'm doing a service for people that is necessary and puts people in a better position than they were before they met me. I always want someone to be better off for knowing me. And that's with everything I do, whether it's, Rotary, the charity work that we do. I just want to help the group, whether it be a cheerleader or connector or whatever that is. And we've talked about Tough Mudders a million times. The reason I love Tough Mudders is because you can't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
You need other people to do an obstacle or finish a race.
Yeah.
And,
Their obstacles are designed that way.
They're designed that way.
Unlike the other one.
Unlike the other one, they're owned by the same person anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
The one that shall not be named.
Yeah. They were good fighters or something, right? Weren't they?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
No, but Tough Mudder has always been one of my favorite races, because you need other people to get past an obstacle, and because those obstacles in a Tough Mudder are no joke.
No, none.
You need to face your fears, whether
Yeah.
your fear is you're claustrophobic, or you're afraid of heights, or you're afraid of water, or cold, or electricity,
Yeah.
or mud, or whatever your fear may be. You're going to accomplish it there.
Yeah.
And you're going to accomplish it there because there's other people telling you can. I would love sitting on an obstacle for an hour, just helping people over a wall. I don't care. And there's no timer in Tough Mudder too, which means it's great. Whether you finish that race in 2 hours or 6 hours, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't
You get the
matter.
same medal. There's no one going to the scoreboard afterward and saying, "Oh, I beat you by 5 minutes."
You missed a burpee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I don't care about this stuff. If you're a competitive racer or you're in it for athletics and stuff like that, I get it. Go for those other races. Put the timing chip in. Work your ass off if that's your goal.
Yeah.
My goal is to finish,
Yep.
not get hurt,
Yep.
be able to walk tomorrow, and help people overcome their fears. I love running Tough Mudders with first-time mudders.
Oh, me too.
Love running for first-time mudders.
I'll probably never do a World's Toughest Mudder again because I'm smarter than I was in 2017.
Yeah.
I know what it's going to feel like. And I think also like that's a lot too, is as bad as I thought it was going to be, it was not like you just can't comprehend the amount of bad that's going to exist.
Yeah.
And I say that lovingly because about 12 hours, 14 hours in, I was like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And then you finish and you're like, I'd do it again.
That wasn't so bad.
Yeah, wasn't so bad. And it's the same thing I tell people about the bar, right? Like first time bar takers, when they're just graduating law school and they're studying for the bar and they come to me and they're like, how bad was that? I'm like, ask somebody who failed.
Right.
Because it wasn't so bad for me. Like, because now I'm through it.
Yeah.
Right? But like my friend who failed 6 times before she passed, she's going to tell you it fucking sucked.
Sucks.
For
Yeah.
me, I'm like, it was hard.
My brother-in-law's going through that.
Yeah.
Keeps missing it by like a point or two.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
It is so
I
frustrating.
feel so bad.
And I think that perspective is so important of like, now that we're through it, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
And I think as business owners, as humans, as connectors, especially when like for you in the mortgage industry and for me in the coaching industry, we're both dealing with people who are trying to put their best face forward when what we really need is the nitty gritty shit they don't want to admit in order to get,
Give me the truth.
I find out so much about my clients after they trust me, right? Similar to the legal profession. Like I found out so much when I get handed a document by a prosecutor. And I'm sure that you've had situations where you've had the loan buttoned up and then like, here comes the truth.
Oh.
And
I've been at the closing table with a client, and the title company walks in and says, we can't get docs. Apparently you got fired yesterday.
No.
And the client's response was, oh, I didn't think that was important.
Oh,
You don't think you should tell me
yeah.
that you don't have a job?
Yeah.
No, you need a job to get a mortgage.
I think that what you and I both do so well, and I think the part that drew me in to you the most was the human side of knowing what it feels like to not want to share those things and creating this safe space of like a lack of judgment.
Yeah.
And I think when I sit with you from the first time I've met you, there's just been this warmness of like acceptance. And I think that's really hard to come by.
Thanks.
So I commend you for that.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I accept everybody.
All right. Right?
All
right.
welcome.
So if anybody wants to continue this conversation, if they want to know more about your story, if anything resonated with them, if they need a loan or they have spots on their shower and now they know that they don't have to,
Find me anywhere.
how can somebody reach out to you?
Anything on the mortgage side, straight to my website. It's just www.mrjoelender.com. So that's nice and simple. I've had that. I'm working on a jingle. Mr. Joe Lender. Mr.
Are
Joe
you going to
Lender.
sing it on your own? Because that'd be fantastic.
That would be pretty funny, but I'm not very musically talented. So mrjoelender.com. That's everything mortgage related. And then, of course, just HydroShield of Las Vegas, or HydroShield LV, would be the website for HydroShield. And that's the one thing I'll say. If you own a home, you have a glass shower or any natural stone in your home, go to the website and just click on the type of stone, whether you have quartz or granite or glass. Click on that stuff. There's some incredible instructional videos that you can watch that really explains the science and how this stuff works. Because I promise you don't know about it. Yeah. I didn't know about it. I didn't know about it till it was on my glass, and then I had to figure it out. But until then, I had no clue. So yeah, go to the website. It's really good. It's really educational. Learn about it a little bit, and then set up an appointment. We can talk about surfaces and what we can do and solutions for the house.
Awesome.
Some good stuff.
So before we wrap up, I have a surprise for you.
Money?
No, but that'd be nice. Behind you is a card and a pen.
Okay.
You will need that in a minute. The guest before you left you a question. I don't know what it is. They did not know who you are when they wrote it.
It's blank.
It is blank because you are going to leave a question for the next guest.
Oh.
So, your question, what is the biggest blessing in your life outside of your family?
Ah, damn it.
I know you were going to say Taryn.
I was going right there. Yeah, she's the thing that saved my life, man. That girl's amazing. The biggest blessing, say again?
Biggest blessing in your life outside of family.
Can it be my personality and like sense of humor?
Yeah.
Does that count as an answer?
Unless you consider those your aunts and uncles. I don't think they're family.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
No. I truly think from the time I was now going back to the childhood, let me tell you this. So thanks, Mom, by the way. Grew up with a bit of a complex. I was the third smallest kid in my high school class of like 400 people. So I've always been very small. My nickname growing up was Super Shrimp.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, Mom, that's what I'm saying. Mom had a t-shirt made for me. So
Stop.
I've got pictures of me in Super Shrimp t-shirts.
Stop.
Yeah.
Well, there's
Super
where your
Shrimp
sense
and
of
Motor
humor
Mouth
comes
was my
from.
sister. Yeah. So being small, you're going to get your ass kicked a lot.
Yeah.
So there's two strategies that I had. Number one, find the biggest kid in school and make him your best friend. And that's what I did with Big Jim.
Sounds like prison.
School is kind of like prison if you ask me. But yeah, find the biggest kid in school. That was Big Jim. He was my best friend from second grade. He was the biggest. I'm the smallest. So find the biggest kid in school. So if someone wanted to kick your ass, they're not going to, because Jim was going to take care of them. And number two, make people laugh. Mm-hmm. If you can make people laugh, they're really not mad at you anymore.
Yeah.
I had very few enemies growing up because I could always make people laugh. Always find the bright side of things. Always bring that cheer to people. And that's just how I live my life. I am looking for the bright side of everything. I wake up in a good mood. I go to bed in a good mood. Everything has got to be, bunnies and rainbows in my life. When things get tough, yeah, they're tough, but I've got a way of just finding the bright side of most things. And maybe I live in my little happy world with my rose-colored glasses, but at 53 years old, it's kind of working. I'm still smiling every day. Most people seem to enjoy being around me, and I think that's because I try to bring joy to their life and whatever I can do to put a smile on someone's face. That's my biggest. I think that honestly is probably one of my favorite things and biggest accomplishments in life. It's not about business. It's not about mortgages. It's not about that. But if I can walk into a room and someone smiles or laughs at one of my stupid jokes, or just if I can make someone feel better about themselves or about whatever's going on in that moment, I think that's my trophy.
Oh, I just learned you have a heart.
A little bit.
Just kidding. Joe, thank you so much for coming on the show. We always have incredible conversations, and I know that you had no idea what to expect when you came in here today.
No, thanks for the 7 hours notice.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I try to give people just enough time to not talk themselves out of it.
Perfect. I didn't have time to even think about it. It's like,
see,
hey,
perfect.
what are you doing tomorrow? You want to do a podcast?
That's how I felt about World's Toughest Mudder.
Yeah. Show up. It'll be great,
yeah,
they said.
It'll be fun, they said.
It'll be fun,
hey,
they said.
That's the same thing that Corey told me.
Yes.
I truly do appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the doors that you've opened with Rotary. I truly do think. Thank you.
It's great having you there.
Thanks. I truly do think that my life is better with you in it. So thank you so much for being such a good friend.